I'm not in.
The chat log when it's all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Michael, no one else can see it. Just plug in your damn address, your whole address. So we're on YouTube now as well. So if you're on YouTube with us, we just want to say hello to you. And we want to say thanks for being here. Super excited to spend some time with you on YouTube. This is the big thank you presentation. There's no sales pitch. There's no nothing like that tonight. We're just going to teach a strategy. We're going to say thank you. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff. Michael O'Flynn just won this computer that we're on. If you don't mind, Michael, this is your computer. Would you mind if I used it for the rest of the presentation tonight? That would be very kind of you. Today's a special day. It's Tesla Day. Kelly was Employee of the Month. I hate calling you an employee. I just hate that word. She was Employee of the Month, so we gave her a Tesla. This is for real. It's not Employee of the Month. I bought it personally. The company didn't buy it. Don't panic, Morgan. We did not spend company money to buy the Tesla. I spent my own money to do that. So this is Kelly, everybody on YouTube. And Kelly and I will have something very special to talk to all of you about next week. But tonight is all about you. It's all about giving back. It's all about expressing our gratitude to you. So if you're watching on YouTube, we're super excited that you're here. You have a chance to win also. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff, teach a strategy. But what I wanted to kick things off with, Kelly, is I wanted to ask you, have you ever thought about trading?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, all the time.
So it's something that you think you might want to do as well.
Oh, yeah. I don't really know where to even start, even though I work in the industry.
Right.
It's funny to say it out loud.
Right. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to take a vote here tonight in the chat box. Let's do it. Should we teach Kelly how to trade? Should some of you help me teach Kelly how to trade? Not tonight, but just in general. We're going to ship this computer to Australia, Michael.
Way to go, Michael.
Justin, I think we can order one in Australia to be delivered to him. Otherwise, it'll be covered in COVID. The entire computer. We'll put a mask on the computer. We'll wrap it in a mask and send it to Michael O'Flynn. That's great. We'll just buy one for you, Michael, and send it to you. So we're going to give a bunch of stuff away. So if you're here on YouTube, it's nice to see you again. It's been a while. We've been really busy. We've had a lot of stuff going on, but it's been a lot of fun. Justin, we're going to go back to the screen. I don't have any control over this. So we're going to go back here. We're going to look at Bitcoin to start things off. And now I know the screen is fuzzy. Calm down. All right. It's a free presentation. We're giving stuff away. The best way for us to get this webinar up and running and then up for a recording later is to use this software that makes the screen a little bit fuzzy. Rob, do you mind pulling up this middle blind here? I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good here. There we go. Get some more light, shed some more light on the subject. This is great. Awesome.
Better?
I love it. I love it. Get you in the sunlight. Yeah, there you are. Shine some light on the subject. Look at that. You're front and center. Look at that.
I am in the spotlight.
You are in the spotlight. So let's talk about Bitcoin. This has been a topic of much conversation this year with Coinbase going public, with Mara and Riot and other crypto-related stocks just going on a complete tear. Look at Mara this year. Look at Riot this year. Look at Bitcoin this year. Of course, look at Dogecoin. Like what in the right? Doge that.
Love that dog.
I mean, seriously, an insane amount of movement here on all of these cryptos. And the big question is, can we trust this? And is this run over? I'm going to talk to you about a few things that concern me. I'm going to talk to you about a few opportunities that are going to present themselves. And maybe even in the month of May, I will bring someone on the podcast, the radio show, and a webinar to talk a little bit about crypto. There are some enormous opportunities, but here's my worry. And for those of you who wonder when to buy on pullbacks in a trend, I want to talk about something super important because Bitcoin just broke a swing low. This is critically important. When a stock or a financial instrument keeps making new highs, Kelly, what you want to see it do is you want to keep seeing it make higher high and higher high and higher high. Well, it just made a lower low and a lower high if it doesn't peak out. This is not good news for Bitcoin, and it's not good news for crypto in general right now. And there's a lot of crypto adherents or crypto fanatics. I'm one of them. I bought Dogecoin at 0.2 of a penny. I thought I was the smartest guy in the world when I sold it and made $9,000 in January or February. It would have been worth $160,000 if I'd kept it. I owned 245,000 Dogecoins, and they would have been, 40 cents a piece or whatever. But here's the deal. Here's where we're at right now. We made a lower low on Bitcoin. It is extraordinarily likely, in my opinion, that this monthly pivot point from the month of March of this year, that monthly pivot was missed, and that's down at 45,000. That is a pretty great roundish looking number, and I would not be surprised to see a bounce off of that number. But it's absolutely possible that we're going to get there. And once we get there to 45,000, that will be a critical level that cannot break, in my opinion. And if it does break, it has a lot lower to go, 39 or even 25,000. Can you imagine the world panic that would ensue if Bitcoin went to 25,000?
No.
Yes, Mr. Braddock. Yeah. So this purple line, Kelly, is what is referred to as a pivot point. And a pivot point is calculated every day, every week, or every month. And you can take last month's highest price that Bitcoin went, lowest price that Bitcoin went, and closing price for the month. Add them all together and then divide that total number by 3, and it's a pivot. It's an average. It ends up being this really critically awesome magnet for price. And pivots are automatically plotted on your charts if you just click on indicators, pivots, and then you choose pivot points standard.
And anybody can do that?
Yeah, anybody can do that. Anybody with free trading view charts can do that. And when a financial instrument retraces or drops or crashes, it wants to go to an old pivot. For example, when Mara corrected, I'm not even sure that this is true. So let's do Mara. And we'll do monthly. So when Mara crashed right here, it dropped to this monthly pivot. This is the monthly pivot for the month of March 21. So that's where it wanted to go. If it crashes, if it continues to fall, it wants to go to that next one. You can also, people do all kinds of things. They do Fibonacci lines and retracements and all kinds of things. You've heard of the Fibonacci?
I thought it was like a cool, symbol, right?
Yeah, like the spiral, like the shell, yeah, the seashell. They actually have a Fibonacci spiral of death indicator.
Oh.
Fib circles.
Whoa. Really?
That seems like a waste of time.
That seems
that seems like the dumbest indicator.
Kind of cool looking though.
Okay, well, it's on the outer ring of Saturn right now, and it's quickly approaching, I was going to say a planet that has a vulgar meaning.
Uranus?
So it's a magnet for price when price is dropping or correcting. I'm not saying, folks, that you shouldn't be in crypto. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be in Bitcoin, but I am saying that there is a time that is approaching where you may get the greatest buying opportunity in history that a lot of people feel like they missed. Here's how you'll know that you missed it. If Bitcoin crosses 65,000, it's all over. If it crosses 65,000, it's making new highs and it's on a run to 100,000. And there are still opportunities at that point. But I think the big opportunities in crypto once Bitcoin breaks 65,000 are in the stocks, are in Mara. I think Mara is a $100 per share stock. I think Riot is a $100 per share stock. And I think those valuations are possible, and dare I even say likely, within the next 6 to 7 months. Scott, who works with us, said something really important today. He said, Bitcoin crashed before, but it didn't have as much of a wide appeal and not as many people had wallets. Crypto's here to stay now. Bitcoin crashes. There are people that are going to jump in and buy it, just like people who buy Apple every time it drops. Okay, speaking of things that drop, the S&P 500 is not one of
I
them.
need to step away for 1 second.
Yeah, step away. Thanks for being here for a bit.
Please, I'm here. I just want to check on the.
I'm mostly here than anywhere else.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. So the S&P 500, check this out, folks. We have a pivot point from April. This is this month's pivot point at 389 on the SPY. This is an interesting situation. If we correct and drop, the S&P 500 could go all the way to that level. That will cause, that's like Ghostbusters, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria, right? Is this statement true? Yes, this is true. This man has, whatever. But I can quote, this man has no, yeah. Everything was fine here until Blankless here opened up shut down the grid. Is this statement true? Yes. I could still remember so many parts of that movie. Does anybody here remember Ghostbusters? If write your favorite line from Ghostbusters in the chat box, and we'll give you $100. We'll give away $100. That's the S&P 500, folks. It's making all-time highs, but there will be a time, and it is probably sometime this year, where the S&P 500 crashes and breaks below a low. And I'm going to show you right now what that crash would look like. Here it is. Here we go. Are you ready? It would look like this. It would break below the recent lows, go back up above them, and then it would break that set of lows a second time. It's the second break and the lower low. I don't know what those prices are going to be. I don't know. I'm going to give you my best guess on what those prices would be in just a second. Remove the drawings. And I'm going to give you my best guess on what level you're looking for a break at. 404.96. That level breaks, we're going to 400. You heard it here. Now, if we break 419 on the SPY, let me tell you where I think we're going. 426. We are running out of we're running out of levels. This is a crazy market. That leads us to our back off, man, I'm a scientist. Patricia Salas, that's great. Back off, man, I'm a scientist. Many stores of Zor knew it as rose in the pits of hell that day, I could tell you. There is no Dana, only Zool. What a great movie. That's the bedroom, but nothing ever happened in there. What a crime. It's pretty good stuff, right? Such a great movie. I just saw that movie so many times. Patricia, we're going to send you $100. Type in your email address, and we'll find a way to Venmo it, PayPal it, or send you $100. That's a big Twinkie. Tell them about the Twinkie. Imagine a Twinkie the size is like, that's a big Twinkie. What a great movie. So there you go. So far we've done that. There's one other thing I wanted to talk about, but I just need a minute because I was doing Ghostbusters lines. Oh, cheap money. Here we go. So here's why the market is going up. Interest rates are low. What's the Federal Reserve interest rate, right? It's 0. It's a 0.25%. Even at 0.5%, those interest rates are so low, it's practically nothing. That's why credit card interest rates are low. That's why people are still buying lots of homes. That's why people are buying lots of cars. That's all going to continue for as long as cheap money exists, and it all starts with the Fed. You're not going to put the brakes on this train. You're not going to get a crash in a stock that leads to all this stuff. You're going to get temporary crashes, and they're all just going to be bounces. As long as the Federal Reserve continues to offer low interest rates. Here's how it works. The Federal Reserve, the Fed offers a bank low interest, and then a bank offers low interest to you. So the Federal Reserve allows banks to borrow at really low interest rates, and then the banks lend that money out at low interest rates, and they get to keep the difference in those percentages. And that's how they run a profitable business. They basically go off of that spread, the amount of interest they have to pay to depositors against the amount of interest that they're making from lending money out. And they are lending money out really cheaply right now. So everybody's borrowing. Everybody is still borrowing. They're borrowing to buy cars. They're borrowing to buy houses. They're borrowing to buy durable goods like dishwashers and refrigerators. They're borrowing to buy computers. That's what people are doing. I mean, everybody right now is buying furniture, all this stuff. Like, think about, they're buying homes, and you can't even build homes right now. There's not enough lumber. They cut off all of her homes. She can't sell any homes. She has no more homes to sell. They're going to, what's that? There's just some person on my balcony. Yes. Hey, you all had a chance. Well, you stray cats out there. So they can't even build the houses because the prices of raw materials to build the houses, you can't do it. You can't build the houses. They can't even sell them. And so now there's a line of people who have given her their phone number who are waiting. And these are $500,000 and $600,000 and $700,000 homes. And people from California are lining up to buy those homes. And once they buy the home, they buy durable goods to put in the home. They buy decorations. They buy furniture. It's crazy. All kinds of stuff is going on. That is never going to stop if the Fed keeps interest rates low. So you might be asking, what's your point? I'm going to tell you when the next market crash is going to happen. Here we go. Here's the market crash. Here it is. This is when it happens. If anybody from the Fed says anything about inflation, all they got to do is say it. They don't even have, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, why would the market fall that much? It can be a speech at a luncheon for the rich old white guys of America, where these guys all get together and they talk about their yachts and their boats and their mistresses or their whatever. They're going to have some luncheon, and some Federal Reserve dude is going to stand up at the luncheon for the Chicago Bankers Association, and he's going to say, well, we've seen a little bit of an uptick in the market crashes. That's the number one. When there is inflation, interest rates go up. The Fed fights inflation by raising interest rates. Here's how it happens. Everybody's buying everything. And so the price of these homes is going up. She's getting $20,000 price increases month to month in the homes. So everything is becoming more expensive. And as everything becomes more expensive, that's inflation. So the dollar you have today isn't worth the same amount tomorrow. It won't buy the same home. It won't buy the same car. It won't buy the same stuff. You can't buy that stuff anymore. It's over when prices go up. And so what the Fed does is it says, let's cool off. Let's not lend out money so cheaply anymore because too many people are borrowing and then too many people are buying stuff and then prices are out of control. This is exactly what happened in the 70s. And Alan Volcker stepped in as the Fed chair. Jimmy Carter's the only good thing Jimmy Carter did. Jimmy Carter brought this dude in, this old bald white guy who lived to be like 400 years old. He only died like a couple of years ago. And he raised interest rates like 17%. Can you imagine what would happen to the US economy right now if interest rates are 17%? Your credit card interest rate would be 35%. The variable interest rates on home loans would cost $10,000 a month to have bought a home that costs $300,000 that you bought on an interest-only first 2-year ARM loan or whatever. When the minute they say anything about inflation, now they can also say something about wage increases or wage inflation. They can talk about workers' wages are going up. Now, there's nothing in the world that Joe Biden loves more than taxes. I'm just kidding. He loves regulations. I don't hate Joe Biden, right? I don't hate him. I just hate everything he stands for. I'm just kidding. I don't even hate that. Joe Biden wants wages to go up. You're going to see a ton of programs that are meant to raise people out of the lower class and into the middle class. The middle class is shrinking. The middle class is shrinking because all the rich people are taking all the money. I don't speak on behalf of all the rich people, but we do really enjoy having all the stuff. You have to understand this concept. When wages go up, what happens? People spend more money. And when people spend more money, they're borrowing more money. And what's happening then? Prices of stuff goes up. When wages go up, inflation possibly goes up. If you hear some dude from the St. Louis Fed say words about wage increasing or wage inflation or increase, you are going to see the stock market drop. Because the way the Fed will eventually fight it 9 months, 10 months, 11 months down the road is by raising interest rates. And you do not want to be the last person off the Titanic. There will not be enough lifeboats in the stock market. The Russell 2000 is made up partially of 1,000 stocks that are so heavily traded inside of the IWM index that there won't be enough shares to get out. There won't be enough people. There won't be a way to get out. There won't be enough portholes to jump out of. And those, like 1,000 stocks in the Russell will drop by 90%. If you don't think I'm serious, then wait for it to happen. And I'm not saying that it'll last forever, but it will be a shock to the system. And all that has to happen is for these words to be spoken by the Fed. it's not about China shutting down. It's not about a war. We've been through wars where the stock market rose. A war is good for the stock market. But the one thing the stock market cannot handle anymore is high interest rates. And I mean 1% by the Fed, 2% by the Fed, 3% by the Fed would be like 10% in 1979. We just have become accustomed to low interest rates, and so money is really cheap. Along the lines of money being really cheap, I'm just going to name somebody here. Paula, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He's soft and wouldn't hurt anybody. Let's show this prehistoric how we do things downtown. That's a pretty good movie. I might watch that movie tonight. Paula, thanks for quoting. Thanks for quoting Ghostbusters. Let's send you $200. So just type in your email address and let's send you $200. So have I adequately described what you need to look for in order to know that the market is about to crash? Gordon says, I live in Everett, Washington. A sheet of plywood is at least $42.50 a sheet right now at Home Depot. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is absolutely preposterous. That's just crazy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a little break. We're going to take a 2-minute break. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to ask my son if he'll come on for a second. Short break. We'll pause the recording for just a minute, and we'll be right back. checks before we go back.
Hey, Isaac. Nice to meet you, Scott. What? What's that? Oh, bathroom right there, bathroom right there. You're welcome.
There we go. How are we doing? Off on a pretty big tangent there, but I think there are a lot of misunderstandings about what the driving factors are in market corrections or whatever. So the bull market that we're in right now started under Obama, and it continued under Trump, and it's continuing under Biden. And it's not about presidential policies per se, right? Joe Biden's desire to tax the wealthy, right? Increase capital gains taxes and whatever else. Frankly, I think he'd be a better president if he were still alive. All just jokes. This comedy is free. You don't have to pay for any of this. But I voted for him. Okay, so everybody just calm down. It doesn't matter to me. I like making fun of everybody. But we get in these partisan conversations and these evil disputes with each other about which president has policies that are more favorable to the stock market or job creation or whatever else. And it turns out in the end that the stock market went up under Obama, the stock market went up under Trump, and the stock market's been going up under Biden. Biden could have said the other day he was going to raise taxes to 100%, and the stock market is still going up right now. It's because for the time being, it's still ultra cheap to borrow money, and then the wealthy will still find a way to not pay taxes. They will still find a way to do it.
Joe Biden could fall up the steps.
Yes.
Going into Air Force One 3 times, and the stock market.
Yeah, Joe Biden could fall going up the steps of Air Force One 3 times in a row. I'm not anti-Joe Biden. Like I said, I like a lot of policies that I all have, but the one thing that the stock market likes is free money. And that's what's going on right now. Around the world, there is just so much free money. You have no idea. Did you know, for example, that corporations, the top 100 corporations in the S&P 500 have $1 trillion in cash or whatever number it is? It's such a gigantic number of cash. How much cash does Apple have? It's in the billions. Apple now has $245 billion of cash on hand. One company in the S&P 500 has $250 billion in cash. Microsoft, how much cash does Microsoft have? Cash on hand for Microsoft at the end of last year, $131 billion. So now we have a total of $370 billion between two companies. How much cash does Google have? $100 billion in cash as of 2019. Now we're at $500 billion in cash, and that's 3 companies. That's 3 companies. What do they do with that cash, folks? What do they do with that cash? They buy back their own stock. And for as long as they're going to be buying back their own stock, and you know how they do it? They borrow money. They borrow money to buy the stock, and they deduct the interest that they're paying on their expenses. They deduct the interest, and they buy back the stock and keep the cash on hand. And then when the stock goes up, they sell portions of the stock and pay back those loans. It's like free stock price. It's free money. There is literally free money available, and they don't even, as you know, most of those corporations don't pay any significant amount of cash at all. So you're talking about free money being available. If 3 companies alone can buy other companies, buy back their own stock, make the prices of those stock go up, and when those stock prices go up, people sell some of those shares to other people, and then they buy shares of other technology companies. When it's all said and done, yeah, so they can't play with the ball, otherwise Bay will bark. Now you have to pick her up. Here, Bay. Bay, come here. Here, we can meet the dog. Come here, Bay. Hi. So there we go. Hi. All right, so that's the way this all works. How are you doing? You doing all right? So that's the way that it functions. Sweet deal. You're right. No human being would stack books like this. Hey, Rob, thank you. Wondering if you use openinsider.com displays insider trades. Yeah, I love Open Insider. I love Insider. Yes, I love Open Insider. I love it. I also use the Bloomberg terminal to see short interest, something we could talk about tonight, actually, if you want to talk about it. Why don't we talk about short interest next? And I'm going to teach you as part of a 2-part strategy session. Let's talk about MVIS. I traded MVIS today. I bought it for $21.91 a share. I sold it for $21.91 a share, and then it went up to 28 was the high today. Would have made $7,000. Mind if I bought? So right, you can't sell homes right now, right? Because you basically
Get in there, you should get in there.
just not gonna get in there.
Get in there. With your wine. Ask some questions. Get in there. Ask questions about this real estate.
All right, so yeah, you don't want to.
That seat right there.
All right. So I dog sit for Haley. Is that all I'm good for? Is dog sitting? Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so like you can't sell homes right now. You're a sales manager at a major home builder, and you can't sell homes because they can't build the homes because they're running out of raw materials.
That and just the cost of materials are changing every day.
Cost of materials are changing every
We
day.
don't know how much a home is going to cost to build.
Yeah.
So we're on freeze right now because we don't want to lose money by building someone a home at a certain price, and then we find out it's going to cost more and we lose money.
Yeah. So they can't do it because how long it takes 9 months to build a home from 6 months to build a home. 6 is 9 upside down. So I was basically right. But anyway, yeah, so it makes it hard. And when you can't sell homes, you can't sell all the stuff that goes in the homes. And and then people just leaving their number with you and they want to walk in and buy a home.
I have a wait list right now. So
And then are people making offers like over the,
Are people making offers from out of state?
or all cash type of things or stuff like that?
not really, because right now, again, we're just completely on freeze where we can't go under contract on anything, even if they wanted to pay more, because we just don't know how much it's going to cost. I know.
Yeah, that is super wild. Thank you very much. Here's a free dog. Thanks for coming on today. Here's a free dog.
Is this my dog?
This is your dog. Actually, it's a llama. Be careful. Actually, all right. How much? Okay, so let's look at this. This is Microvision. I think I've got the RDP file. We can look at my account today. We can even see this trade. Do I have the RDP? I will be able to get, if you go full screen on me, Justin, we can go to the Azure portal and pull up the, yeah, we'll pull up my account. We'll just look at this one. I moved some money over to Cobra Trading so that I could short some stocks that are hard to find shares to short. When the market starts crashing, I want to be ready. I would very much recommend that you learn how to either short stock or you learn how to buy puts. And if you don't learn how to do those things, you are going to be left not knowing how to do some critically important things. So there we go. There's today. I'm up 227 on TDAC. I love that stock. Paul Scolardi loves that stock. Mark A. Latimer loves that stock. I'm not giving you trading advice. I'm not telling you to buy shares of this company. But I did, in the friends and family open house session today, I told everybody to buy that company, and it crushed it today. I'm going to hold that stock to $15 to $20 a share. I bought MMEDF today, made $1,290. I thought it was $1,750, but that was on Friday. And then I also bought MVIS and made $35 on a stock that went up $7. If I'd held on to that, that would have been a $7,000 gain. So I just wanted you to see one of the trading accounts. And let's look at MVIS. Here's one of the reasons that I like MVIS. Remember when GameStop went up? GameStop went up in part because there were so many people shorting the stock that they squeezed them. And the way you have to close a short position is by buying shares of the company. And so if they kept making the price of GameStop rise, people who were betting against it would have to buy GameStop stock to get out of their position. And so you had the buyers, plus you had the short sellers closing their positions, and it just fed on itself. Well, 18% of MVIS stock is shorted right now, which traditionally is a pretty significant number. GameStop was like 110%. That's unreal. But short percentage of float of 18.5%, that's substantial. That was the number one thing I liked about MVIS. We're not done squeezing these companies, and you can run scans on companies that have high short percentage of float. Please write that down. Please, please write that down. If you don't learn anything else besides the fact that I own a small llama part-time, please remember the thing I said about interest rates, and please remember what I'm talking to you about right now. We probably have another month or so where it's open season on these short sellers. Now, the short sellers are going to rule the world. There'll be 3 of them left, and they'll all make $1 trillion at the end of the year. That's how things work, right? You feel all that pain, you feel that pain, you finally give up, and then the market turns. Harriet Tubman said, it's at the moment when you finally give up that the tide will turn. Well, that's the true of short sellers too. Like Tesla's going to drop. All of these garbage electric vehicle manufacturer stocks, NIO, LI, XPEV, they're all going to drop eventually. They have to. None of these companies aren't worth that much money. 10% of all companies listed on the New York Stock Exchange are zombie companies. They don't make enough money to even pay the interest on their debt. So these are going to fall. The short sellers will eventually have their day, but it's not right now. You probably have another month where you can look for shares in companies that are heavily shorted, and they'll get squeezed. And you please remember this. This isn't a sales pitch for anything. I'm telling you this for free when other people are paying money to hear me say this and then trade it together with me. And you don't need to pay me anything to hear that. And if you pay attention to it and learn from it, you can easily combine that information with whatever strategy it is that you like to trade, and you should do okay. But that's not the reason I wanted to get together with you. I wanted to talk to you about something called a Z-score on stocks. So studyfinance.com says, and we're going to look at the scanner that I would use for this, and my computer is going to shut off. So Scott, can I ask you a favor? In my bedroom on the nightstand on the right is a battery pack. And if you just unplug it and bring it in, I'll be able to plug in my Mac. And in that top drawer, there should be a USB-C cable that I can use. Oh, look at that. It's right here.
Yeah, that's the one.
Sweet.
I got it, Scott.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, David. Excellent. I'll plug the Mac in over here. There we go. Is everybody having a good time?
It's time to give something away.
Time to give something away. Hey, Tom, you want an iPad? I love you, Tom. Tom, can we send you an iPad? I just bought an iPad Air and hooked it up to this keyboard thing. Hold on. You don't want to hear me chew ice. So I'm drinking Noah's whiskey and Coke. Nothing substantial. I've literally been taking it easy. I probably only had 7 of these so far. No, haven't had 7 of these. Tom, let's send Tom. Tom, can you pop in your mailing address in Kansas City and let us know? And we'll send you. I bought an iPad Air. I bought the keyboard case, and it's just awesome. It's just super awesome. And I'm loving it as sort of a primary device, and it's just awesome. So we'll do one more of those also tonight. So stay tuned, Tom. And Tom, if you don't hear from us in a day or two, just text me like you did before and let me know, and we'll get you taken care of. Okay, let's move on to the Z-score. You can Google it and look at studyfinance.com. The Z-score, sometimes referred to as standard score, is a numerical measurement that is used in statistics to find a values relationship to the average group of values. That sounds pretty ridiculous and stupid. But the Altman Z-score screener, listen to this, is a statistical tool used to measure the likelihood that a company will go bankrupt. It is based on 5 financial ratios. A score below 1.8 means the company is probably headed for bankruptcy, while companies above 3 are not likely to go bankrupt. Let me explain something to you that I can't emphasize enough. Who are your neighbors who are likely to go bankrupt? They are your neighbors with too much debt. Companies with too much debt who will not be able to pay the interest, not the principal. They won't even be able to make the minimum payment on their interest. There are 10% of all listed stocks are companies that cannot pay the interest on their debt. How do they pay it? They borrow it and they recycle it. They borrow it again. They extend the loans. When interest rates rise, they will not be able to do that any longer. That will be over. The Z-score is an important measurement of companies that are likely to be successful despite that. So here's what I want you to Google. Z-score stocks scanner chart mill. And I'm going to send these slides out to everybody who attended. And I have the links inside of the slides. In fact, I can even publish the link to these slides in the chat box here. Okay, I'm going to press enter. And it's going to go to Microsoft Bing, which is the worst search engine of all time. And it still was able to pull it up, even though the first search result was probably like a puppy meme, right, in Microsoft Bing. And at the bottom of the screen, this list shows a selection of US shares with a minimum price of 10 and an average trading volume of 1 million shares with the Altman score higher than 3. These are US companies that have very little chance of going bankrupt. It automatically scanned them for you and it's free. Let's look at these stocks. Momo. Oh my gosh. That's been on a dip. I love this stock. It's 15 bucks a share. If I had, this is free tonight. You are a member of Rob Booker's free trade service. I would buy this stock tomorrow. I'd buy this stock above $15.88 a share. For those of you not listening, oh well, you missed out. Let's get another one. LITE. I'm telling you folks, that's a missed pivot. We talked about that at the beginning of the presentation. This is going to $99 a share. And then we have CTXS. $140 a share. Those are pretty expensive. So let's redo the scan. We'll scroll up here and we'll redo the scan. Over 300,000 shares, because I can say anything I want here, it doesn't matter. Price above 1. Let's see how many stocks we get now. ETH, Ethan Allen Interiors. That's a great one. That is a great stock. That's trading for $290 a share. That's crazy. Colm Sportswear. What is this trading for? Oh, it doesn't. Let's look at COLM. That's trading for $111 a share. Go to ChartMill, run the scan, and do the work. I'm telling you, these are some of the most successful companies going forward, period. And look at Momo. Look at that. You can buy it on a dip. That seems like a completely reasonable thing to do, in my opinion.
Okay, we just had a couple hundred new people join, so
Oh,
maybe just bark at them.
I didn't know a llama could bark like that.
Hey Justin, we need more lights on, how's it looking?
That looks good.
Alexa, turn on the family room lights. Alexa, turn on the kitchen lights. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Welcome everybody. If you're just joining us now, you're here kind of near the end, but we want to give away a few more things. We want to say hello to Kelly. Hey, how's it going? Is everybody having a great time? What's the scan parameters again? Here's the scan parameters. You go to google.com and type in Z-score
Dennis, you need to bark and
stocks scanner chart mill. There you go. Z-score stocks scanner chart mill.
Perfect.
And then what you do is you jump into that scan and you look at Kelly's new car that I bought her today. Congratulations.
Amazing.
Thank you for all you
Oh my
do. Thank you for all you do.
you.
Yeah, you so deserve it. Look at all your friends on the side here. Your friends are just super excited for you. It's just so great. Yeah, what a day.
It's been a day.
What a nice day. Okay, so
There's that llama again.
there's that llama again. Okay,
What's Kelly drinking?
what is Kelly drinking?
I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA.
Is it a beer?
It is a beer. You know what an IPA is, homie? Come on.
An India Pale Ale?
My stepdad would call it an IPA. He's trying to make that popular. It's not working. Just IPA. Silly.
Okay, so here we go, folks. That takes you to Chartmill. You click on the link. Chartmill gives you a list of stocks, and what you want to do is you want to have volume greater than 300,000 shares, the price of the stock above 1 and below 10. Let's see if that gives us any stocks. UGP. This is so easy. A caveman could do it. Like, this is so easy. Buy it over $4. That's my thing. I'm going to buy this stock over. I'm going to put an alert in my UGP. I don't know if this company creates smart toilets. I don't know what they do. I don't care what they
I can
do.
only hope that's what they do.
JCS. There we go. $5.97 stock. This is going to $7.50. This is a cheap Stock, unlikely to go bankrupt because it has a bunch of cash on hand, or it has earnings, or it has low debt. These are, I don't know anything else about this company except its fundamentals are good. It's like having a neighbor who's a plumber and he's a millionaire. He might not have a glamorous job, but when it's all said and done, that guy's going to be golfing at the country club while someone else is working their butts off. That's what these companies are. They're the blue collar, hardworking companies of the world. I don't know what this company does. And then CPRX. Does anybody like looking at these? Does anybody even like looking at these?
I don't know. Jamie said no natty bow to Kelly. Sorry, no natty bow. If I can choose, I'm not drinking natty bow. Sorry.
Yeah. So someone said this is really not easy. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But you have to put the work in at first. Like, walking is easy for you, but it wasn't easy for you when you were a kid. And your little baby mind was like, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. I want my mom to carry me around. Okay, so it's hard for you for a little bit, but you know, that's why no one does this. That's why no one does this. It's because they get turned off by the stuff they don't know how to do yet. So they end up doing stuff that everyone knows how to do. Don't give up, whatever your name was. Do not give up. So-and-so. In fact, if you, I know you know your initials, LK. Tell me you're not going to give up and you're going to try to do it, and then we'll do something special for you. Okay?
Glenn, I see you, Glenn. My biggest fan. He is.
So Ari Weinberg says, I thought below 3 meant they have a lot of debt. I think I was doing the price of the stock, not the score. Let's make sure. Yeah, price was above 1 and below 10. So I think you just, maybe you missed it.
Can you put the parameters in the chat? Are you able to do that?
The parameters for the chart screen. I'm going to do this again, and don't ask me again. Don't ask this again. Do you understand what I'm saying? I showed you how to do it. Don't ask me again. Google Z-score stocks, scanner, Chartmill. Okay, there you go. I love you.
Oh, Glenn.
I love you. And you go to Chartmill, then you scroll down, and you click on the companies that have very little likelihood of going bankrupt. You change it to above 1 and below 10, and you get this really cool list of stocks.
That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Lots of congrats on the car.
Thank you.
What one is the best stock, says Karen. Don't yell at me. Stop typing in all caps. Your children are probably afraid to tell you that, but you have to stop typing in caps. You have to stop doing that. We do not, that's called yelling. That is literally like the online version of yelling at someone. Let me tell you how to find the best stock. I'll tell you. I'm happy to answer your question. I'm not being,
No.
I'm
he's
not,
being-
I'm not,
it's-
I
it's
love
all a
you.
shtick. He loves you.
Karen,
guys.
let's send you $200. Let's send Karen $200. Karen, type in your email address. We love you. I get the fun. I think I'm more generous and funny when I'm angry.
You are.
Okay,
That's
here we
your
go.
best self.
So let's go here, CPRX. So here's what I love about this question, Karen. Here's what I love about this question. All three of these stocks are awesome. They're all awesome. They're each trading under $10. You could put $100 in each of those stocks. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Water.
Whoa, that is strong. Whoa. You could
Strong
put
with water.
you could buy $100 worth of each of those stocks. And you just wouldn't be risking very much. And you'd have the potential, you would literally have the potential to double your investment in one of those three. I just love it. I love doing this. Okay. I just love you too, Karen.
Aw. Such a-
Adam is still waiting to get his red cup.
Adam, they're coming.
Adam, let's put $100. Adam, type in your email address and your address and your physical address.
Yeah, we just
Send
packed,
600
we just
on
packed
Friday.
600 cups.
We just
They're on
packed
their
600
way,
cups. Yeah.
But let's put your email address in. We'll send you something cute,
Yeah.
like $100.
I love how he just gave his street address.
Well, see
Okay.
there.
No, we got
Party-
it.
Party at your house.
Hey,
homie.
Bigwater, Utah. Hey, that's great. I went to BYU. Adam, are you a University of Utah fan or a Cougar fan? There we go. Near Lake Powell. Oh, so you're cool. Just kidding. Hello, fellow Floridian. Just joined the $5 club the other day, and I'm stoked to make money with all this great advice. Who are you?
Hell yeah,
And
yeah.
what
let's get
what
some, give that
what
person
beautiful
something.
human person is that?
Alex.
Alex Luigi.
Aw, it's a me, a Luigi.
It's so racist.
This is great.
Booker actually speaks Italian. So
Yeah.
she's been practicing, remember?
La donna beviamo l'acqua.
Dobbiamo fare questa presentazione in italiano.
No, I speak
She doesn't speak Italian.
Hey, Rob, what I think we should do is we had a bunch of people watch. Sort of tell them a recording of us is going out and tell them all of the shit that they missed. Because there was a ton of great.
Yeah, we're going to make an abbreviated version of this presentation that deletes a lot of the filler and the joking around. We did a really great discussion earlier about how the stock market will eventually crash. And I'm 100% sure that's exactly how it happens. And if you missed it, it's not your fault. We just didn't get the link to you in time, and we'll make it up to you by sending you the recording later. So make sure, you stay on the lookout for that stuff. Oh, he's a Cougar. Lance, you're a Cougar. Nice. Needs his cup as well. Lance,
Wait, Lance, put in your information.
put in your physical address, and we'll give you something. I don't know what
What
we'll do.
about like a
We selling liquor? Or is it-
He's literally a BYU grad.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So are you, but look.
So am I. That's true. Yeah.
let's send him
Um,
some swag. Let's
For
send him
those of
swag.
you, send some swag.
Tell them about you talked about the Z code. I'm like,
Yeah, the Z score.
Z score.
Wow, the chat is just exploding with happiness. Oh, Queen Creek. My sister lives in Queen Creek, Lance. I'm going to be out in Gilbert next week. It's cool when Kelly gives away Booker cash.
Yeah, how much do you want? Jamie, what do you want, Jamie? I got you.
I'm out of money, Jamie. I just bought her a car.
Yeah, sorry, no cash. No more.
He needs help picking up liquor. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a short break. I'm gonna stay here during the break, but what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to allow you all to say hello to each other.
Yes.
Okay,
Love that.
so keep it clean. Don't use it as a dating service, and say hello to everybody and tell us where you're from. Tell us where you're from and go. Let us know where you're from and say hello to
Make
everybody.
sure you change your chat to all panelists and all attendees, or otherwise no one's going to see it
Yeah.
for them.
Okay, so yeah, change your chat box at the bottom
Everyone
corner.
still says panelists.
Yep. Hello to
There we go,
everyone.
there
There
we
we
go,
go.
there we
Lots
go.
of people.
Yeah.
Isaac.
Vegas in the house.
Isaac ordered a bunch of shakes. Isaac's gonna do a taste test
Did,
of.
did Isaac come on yet?
He hasn't come on yet. He's,
This is so great.
yeah, this is
Hey,
tons of
Florida.
people.
Hey, London, Iowa. Ooh, Keller, Texas.
So-
what up?
Let us know where you're from. Let us tell
Ooh,
us.
Philly. I was born in Philly, Abington, PA. What up?
Isaac,
I can go get him.
Long Beach, California.
Jersey in the house.
I can't
also
even
from
keep up.
Jersey.
I can't even keep up this.
Come on.
What's going on? We got a bunch of Jersey in the house here.
Marky.
Marky? Never heard of Marky, Jersey.
Sounds like a fake place.
Is that real Marky, Jersey? Doesn't sound real.
Toronto.
Give us your coordinates.
Balmer.
Brooklyn.
Balmer.
Balmer. Hey.
Balmer.
R. Jones. Baltimore in the house.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, what neighborhood, R. Jones? I'm in Fells.
Tony says, thank you for everything, Rob. You have no idea how relieved I am to find a program like yours. I absolutely love it, love you, and can't wait to keep learning. Thank you, Rob. Tony DeRosa.
Yeah, Tony DeRosa, what program are you in? We'd love to hear.
Yeah. And Tony, if you're just here for the free stuff, that's fine too. Chandler. Hey, Dave.
Make sure you're sending it to panelists and attendees so everyone can see it. Ooh, Biscayne at the house.
That's really cool. Tony's just bought the $5
Oh,
trade
yeah,
club.
Tony. $5, baby.
That's great to have you here. Super excited to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so back on. We're gonna, I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. All right. Byron misses the Trading by Faith channel. I miss doing it. We got to bring that back. We got to bring that back. Denise from Santa Barbara. Melkin from Los Angeles. You seem to be yourself. That's funny. Found you through the Great Marquet. I think I'm in all of your programs. Devin Goris says, I think I'm in all your programs. Devin, could you fly to Phoenix in May to meet everybody? Devin, put your email address in if you can, and maybe we can bring you out to meet some folks. Just want to say thank you, Rob. John Fremont, thank you too. What a pleasure to be spending some time with you, all of you. What a great time. Brand new to stocks, you opened it up. Wow, Devin, absolutely. Okay, Devin, if we can make a note, Devin's going to come out to Scottsdale. Devin, you can find me on Instagram. I'm going to tell everybody how to find me now on Instagram so you can stay in touch with me. If we gave you something tonight and you didn't get it, find me at Rob Booker on Instagram, at Rob Booker. I do not have any other Instagram accounts, but people who are impersonating me or acting like they are me. Isaac, will you just come wave hello to everybody?
Yes, come on. No, come on.
Yeah, just over here on the camera. This is my boy.
What do you want to drink, Isaac?
Hey,
Aw.
how are all y'all?
I love you. I'm
I
so
love
proud of you.
too.
Oh, it's so sweet.
You're the best businessman ever. No one else can beat you, Dad.
Oh, that was amazing. You can't pay for that
That's
kind
my
of
thing.
advertising.
I just love being a dad.
Amazing.
I love it. I love being a dad to all of you professionally, but especially to my kids. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. We easily did not give enough away. Kelly and I are going to have a special announcement next week. And as part of that whole process, we're going to do a live webinar and we're going to do a bunch of giveaways. And I think our giveaways next week will total at least, I would say at least $10,000 in giveaways. So if you're watching this now and you get an email from us, we just want to give back to you. We will have something for sale next week. It will be for sale. It will be reasonably inexpensive, probably around $297 or something along those lines. And it will be limited to 1,000 people, which sounds like a lot of people, but it's really not when you have 500,000 people getting emails and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. We will have something for you. It's meant to be something to get people up and running. And Kelly's going to get up and running as a trader.
Exciting.
You got to pay for the gas that goes in that car. So how else are you going to be able to do it?
Oh my God.
So this is the year where I try to give back to those of you who have subscribed, who have supported me in times of difficulty. I had a really tough year, just like so many of you did last year, and I made it through with the help of my friends and the people around me. I could not have made it without you as well. And these presentations are going to be a regular thing where they're just intended to say, we're not going to do a sales pitch. We're just going to tell you something about the markets. We're going to teach you something we think that you need to know, or we're going to pre-announce something that we're doing that's really special. We're just regular people who care about you and each other, trying to bring you stuff about the financial markets that works. So thank you for being here, everybody. I'm so glad that you found me. I'm so glad that you found us. We got a bunch of the team here with us tonight. And we'll see you all next week. Kelly and I will see you next week. We'll send a bunch of emails about that. And we really appreciate you being here tonight. Thanks so much, everybody.
Love you guys.